Today we are going to study aging. So aging is the progressive changes over time leading to loss of physiological function and even death. Like with the passage of time, there comes a time then when there are being negative physiological changes in the body. So that's called aging. And the study of aging is called gerontology. So first of all, we are going to study that what are the factors that are responsible for aging. There are two types of aging. One is primary aging and the other one is secondary aging. Primary aging means that when there is a time that comes for aging, like 65 or 70 years. So at that time when the aging occurs, it's called primary aging. But if it occurs at any stage of the life before 65 or 70 because of some other factors rather other than the genetic factors, so it is called the secondary aging. So the experiments have shown or the observations have shown that there can be two factors for the aging. One is genetic factors and the other one is extrinsic factors. Talking about genetic factors, experiments have shown that human cells will divide less than 100 times outside the body. And why it is so? Because of the short length of telomeres. And what are telomeres? Telomeres are specific nucleotide sequences at the end of chromosomes. So over here, there's this chromosome, this is genetic information, and over here are the telomeres. The red portion is telomere. So over here, there is no genetic information. Basically, this telomere protects the genetic information loss. And this telomere we have at the time when we are conceived, when we are born, or when we receive the genetic information. So we are conceived, our telomeres are of full length and they're already of short length. And whenever the cell divides, the length of telomeres is decreased. Soon, after decreasing so many times or after so many deviants, there comes a time these sequences, like the nucleotide sequences that are telomeres, are shortened to a critical length. The cell is no longer able to divide. And this, when the cell is not dividing and when our tissues, our damaged tissues are not being regenerated, we begin to wear out. And that point is of the time of the age is called like aging. This is the time when the negative physiological changes in our body starts. Now, coming to the second factor, that is extrinsic factors. So extrinsic factor that I talked about first, that it mostly causes secondary aging, and it's mostly because of the poor health habits. Like we can remember or keep in mind these factors by these mnemonics, that CAP slash C for cigarette smoking, U for unhygienic conditions, P for pollution, L for lack of exercise, A for heavy alcohol intake, and CH for chronic diseases. And other than these, there is one more reason of extrinsic of the secondary aging: free radicals. And what is a free radical? Basically, when sometimes we are heating food in the microwave oven, or we breathe in the environment that are polluted particles, the molecules lose the electrons and they become in a state that which is very highly unstable and have single unpaired electron in their orbitals. And then these free radicals causes the oxidation and damage of the tissues and nutrients in body, and the extremely reactive and alter the structure of organs and tissues. So basically, this oxidation and this alteration in structure of organs is the aging. This does not happen like there are free radicals into our body and they start to cause aging. There are some preventive, like our body has some preventive measures, like if we have vitamin, our body has sufficient vitamin B2, C, E, and we are taking enough herbs, pomegranate, or all the other type of antioxidants. So these prevent basically from aging. So when the aging starts, we have starts to have fewer hair follicles, hair on scalp and extremities thin out, and there is decrease in melanocytes and hair gray and skin becomes pale. And when there is decrease in melanocytes but there's still some remaining pigment cells, and but that are larger in size, and they don't appear like in normal, like in we normal people have. They appear like blotches on skin or like this. So, and then the person has the weak immune system and the deafness problem and the fading vision and the reduced ability to adopt stress, and that's why that person can have agitation. We can remember the most of it is signs and symptoms points by this mnemonic span rate. F for few hair follicles, A or fading vision, A for agitation and for decreased number of melanocytes, and R for reduced ability to adopt stress, I for weak immune system, and D for deafness. You can remember this man and remember like how it's looking like, so we can remember this. So this was all for today.